In the next 10 years, there are a few jobs that'll disappear. Insurance underwriters, bank tellers, financial analysts, construction workers, farmers, and taxi drivers. Who knows what else? All this is because of the artificial intelligence revolution that is happening right now. This is also the first time in US history when the next generation will be less prosperous than their parents. This worries me because I have 3 teenagers in the house. What do I get them to do to prepare for this unknown future? Some parents want their children to become doctors, some lawyers, some accountants, and some engineers. All this when we don't even know what opportunity will exist in the future.
So here's a potential strategy. In a world where you don't know what the future holds for you, a world that's volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous, wouldn't a wise strategy be that of versatility? Whatever life throws at me, I'll be able to adapt. Like a Swiss Army knife, I have a variety of tools. I may not have the best tool possible, but it's a good enough tool for any job that comes my way. And yes, over time, I can learn to refine that tool, sharpen it, and become better at it. So a broad, strong base, and then a deep base that gets developed over time as the need arises. Well, in a sense, I've described a Renaissance human, a physicist who is also a poet, who's also a painter. And with that, all the skills and character quality that are associated with this. So it's not only someone who's good at science and technology and mathematics, but also someone who's good at humanity and arts and know how to bring all these things together. Someone who knows how to learn.
So the Centre for Curriculum Redesign have proposed a new model, a 4-dimensional education model that balances knowledge with skills to be able to apply that knowledge. But as well as that, it's about building character traits. It's all underpinned by metacognition, or thinking about thinking. One thing I want us to consider as flip educators is, should we, as flip educators, be designing and producing videos of the meta concepts and not get so bogged down with producing granular videos or videos on granular content, and maybe thinking about the higher level meta concepts, and in those videos showing how they link in different disciplines.
But knowledge alone is not enough. Skills are how we use that knowledge. Well, let me give you an example.
COVID-19.
Ebola. There's an outbreak, and all of a sudden, what you've learned about exponentials in mathematics has to come alive. So you have to learn how to think critically and creatively. How am I going to deal with this disease? Who do I involve? What's at stake? How many doctors do I recruit? What are the solutions? Do I involve the families or not? Your communication skills will come really handy. How do I explain this to the general public? How do I explain this to the families that have a beloved one that's about to die? Your collaboration skills become handy. How do we collaborate across localities, across countries? We're not immune. This disease can propagate everywhere. So this means we have to rethink knowledge. What is relevant knowledge? How do we modernize knowledge? There are 2 possible ways to go at it, both of which are necessary. The first part is to think through what are the existing disciplines. Why, for instance, do we teach so much trigonometry in an age that doesn't require as many land surveyors and woodworkers? Why do we teach so little statistics and probabilities in a world that requires understanding life and employability?
The second is that valid knowledge is shaped on both individual and societal factors. What does one need to know to benefit oneself, and what does one need to know to function in society? There are a lot of pressure on curriculum developers to get it right, because we need to teach our kids the skills and knowledge they need to succeed in the 21st century. But many argue that the basics of reading, writing, and arithmetic that has been the focus for all of schooling are still the most valid knowledge, and that is what needs to be taught, while others argue that the most valid knowledge are actually these 21st century skills.
Entrepreneurship is actually the job of the future. We don't know where the jobs will be, so we can map to where the opportunities will be.
Another great opportunity to develop the 21st century skills in flipped learning is student-created content. Because students collaborate, they're creative, they obviously communicate, and they have to think critically about information and synthesize information.
Pay special attention to the education system. If you want, the machine is going to be smarter than human being. This is for sure. Machine is good in knowledge, but human beings are good at the wisdom. It's about wisdom, it's about experience. It's about the user experience. It's about your life experience. The background, the education background. If you're not innovative enough, if you're not creative enough, your job will be taken away by a lot of machines. When we see something is coming, you have to prepare now.